Okay, so I want to go over this question because quite a few students have not encountered this concept before, so they find this question to be challenging. So this is question 15 in test 9, section 8, and it's one of the last few math problems in this section. So the question reads, in the cube shown above, points B, C, and E are midpoints of 3 of the edges. Which of the following angles has the least measure? So one thing we need to keep in mind with this particular problem is that there is no notation here that indicates that this picture is not drawn to scale. So therefore, we can assume that this shape is a cube with 6 faces, which are each squares of equal measure. So we can assume that because there's no notation that the picture is not drawn to scale. So let's see if we can eliminate some of these answer choices. We can eliminate any answer choices where the angles have the exact same measure. So that allows us to get rid of angle XCY and angle XEY because these angles have the exact same measure because C and E are the exact same distance away from Y. Okay, so that gets rid of C and E. Okay, so let's look at what we have left. We have XAY. And we also have XBY. So between these, we know that the degree measure of XAY is going to be smaller than the degree measure of XBY because A is farther away from X and from Y than B is. And the farther away the point is, the smaller the degree of the angle is going to be. So we can get rid of XBY because XAY is clearly going to be smaller in degree measure than XBY. Okay, and let's take a minute to think about what the measure of XBY would be. And to do that, let's look at this picture here, which I'm just going to move down a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to move it down, but this is just showing a square being divided into two 45, 45, 90 triangles, which every square can be divided into. And that's what we have in this picture here. XA is the diagonal. So it's the diagonal of a square. So therefore, angle XAY is going to have degree measure 45. So the last thing we have to do is compare angle XAY to angle XDY. And figure out which one's shorter. Which distance is shorter, which distance is longer, and ultimately what degree measure is smallest. So the angle with the smallest degree measure is going to have the point that is the farthest away from the two endpoints of the angle. Okay, so to figure that out, we can look at this picture in the upper left corner. So this line here is the same as this diagonal here. So we know this measures 45 degrees, so this is comparable to XAY. And then this line here from this point here to this point up here is comparable to X dy, where this would be D, this would be X here, and this would be Y here. So from this, we can see that angle XDY is going to have a smaller degree measure than angle XAY.